Tell me, sir, why are you here today?
I'm supporting union teachers and teachers in Wisconsin.
What's going on in Wisconsin that bothers you?
Everything. What's bothering me about what's going on in Wisconsin is we need to negotiate in order to have it is our right to negotiate. We don't take rights away.
I'm Tom Gosnell. I'm president of the American Federation of Teachers in Massachusetts, and I'm up here to support the workers in Wisconsin. Well, there are a number of things that bother us. I mean, number one, in the sphere of collective bargaining, we resent the governor trying to limit collective bargaining only to wages. Number two, we resent that the governor wants the members of the union to vote every year whether they want a union. And number three, we resent his threat to call out the National Guard. And number four, we believe that collective bargaining contributes a lot of good things in the classroom. For example, class size.
Can you tell me what brings you out here to the State House?
To help the workers in Wisconsin. It's a terrible thing that they're trying to take away the American workers' rights to organize.
Exactly.
Bargain.
Sorry, exactly what's happening over there in Wisconsin that bothers you so much?
Taking away their collective bargaining agreement. Taking away their right to collectively bargain. It's un-American. It's a horrible thing.
You think that might happen here eventually in Massachusetts?
It's going to happen everywhere if we let it happen in Wisconsin.
Thanks very much. All right, what brings you all out here today?
Solidarity. We want to stop it. We want our collective bargaining rights to stay.
What's going on there in Wisconsin that really bothers you?
Trying to take away their collective bargaining rights. That's not right. Okay? They're trying to put more in his pocket and give less to us.
You think there's any chance of all this union busting coming here to Massachusetts?
Sure. Trying to start a domino effect. Sure.
Everything's
come anywhere.
Okay, sir, can you tell me what brings you here to the State House in Boston?
I'm here to support the governor of Wisconsin in his push for fiscal sanity. The public employee unions in 20 states do not have a right to strike, and they do not have a right to collective bargaining. We want to ensure that that becomes commonplace in all 50 states. Samuel Gompers and Franklin Delano Roosevelt said that public employee unions should not exist and public employee service workers should not have a right to collective bargaining. It's out of control. They're now making 140% of what similar jobs in the private sector make. It's time to get tough with the unions. I'm not talking about the private unions. My father was a steel worker. My real father was killed in a mining accident in Pennsylvania. He was an ore miner. My stepfather was also a steel worker. They were the highest paid union workers in the world. He did dangerous work. He deserved every penny that he got. But it's different today. The current model is unsustainable. We cannot continue down this road. There's not enough money to pay for the pensions. There's not enough money to pay for the health insurance. They're busting state treasuries. It's time to get tough. We're here in solidarity with the governor, Governor Walker, and we need to do the same kind of thing here in Massachusetts.
Are you from Wisconsin or Massachusetts, sir?
I have lived in Massachusetts for 36 years, sir. You're welcome.
And you're on the opposite side of a lot of folks here. How's that make you feel?
Well, that's all right. This is America. That's what makes this a great country. We all have a right to express our opinion.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll be the opposite side of here.
We have to support the union. Everything every working man in this country has, he got, because some union worker got his head busted trying to earn that 100 years ago. And we have to support the unions now, because if the unions get filters out to every working man in this country. And anyone who doesn't realize that has their blinders on. My grandfather was a union iron worker, my father, my uncles was union iron workers. Built this country and this state, and what they do is they put back into the community. We're not the highest paid. This isn't about us. This is the show. You take away the right to collectively bargain, you decrease a man's ability to live a good and decent life, get back to his community.
And are you concerned that what's happening in Wisconsin might eventually happen here in Massachusetts?
Of course. These guys see a way. That's the crack there. That opens up a floodgate. It's going to go across the state. They're going to see a way to get a man's labor for cheaper money, less benefits. We're going backwards, not forwards in this country.
You work for us. You work for us. You work
Sir, what brings you out here?
Beautiful sunny day.
It is a beautiful sunny day. Are you supporting what's going on in Wisconsin, or are you against that?
Oh, I support half of what's going on in Wisconsin. When they're teaching the children, I support that. When they're teaching the children the Constitution, I enthusiastically support that. When they're drumming the Communist Manifesto into their brains, not so much.
All right, ma'am, could I ask what's your name and what brings you here?
My name is Kristen Varley. I'm with the Greater Boston Tea Party.
And what brings you here to the State House today?
Well, once again, we're standing up for private sector workers and taxpayers in Massachusetts because, as you can see, the unions are very, very well represented on Beacon Hill. We felt that it was a good idea to have our voice heard as well.
Do you support what's going on in Wisconsin?
I do. I support the actions of the governor and the actions of the GOP, and I support the actions of the citizens of Wisconsin to get involved in their political process and advocate for their point of view.
How do you respond to the criticism from unions that they fought for the rights that they have today and that they gave up a lot of benefits to get those rights? How do you respond to that kind of argument?
Well, I'm curious what benefits they gave up to get what rights, but we look at it as a point of view as everybody who goes and does a day's work should be entitled to the same types of benefits. What that means is we should all be rewarded based on our personal merit, based on our effectiveness at our job. Private sector workers who are paying the taxes, that are paying the salaries of the public employees who are across the street demanding more money from us in a time of recession, in a time when our private sector employers are asking us, demanding that we cut back or eliminating our jobs. These public employees are asking for more and more and more. They're asking for pensions that private sector employees have never even been offered and are certainly not entitled to. They're asking for health care benefits at a rate that the private sector simply cannot afford to provide for its workforce. And we are in a catastrophic economic situation in many states, including Wisconsin, and most especially here in Massachusetts. It's time for public employees to stop unionizing, to disband their unions, and to end collective bargaining.
Okay, we're here at the State House. What's your first name, please? Sue. Sue, can you... We're hearing a lot of people shouting for unions here. I take it you may not be on that same side.
I'm for the taxpayers.
Okay. Tell me what you represent when you say you're for the taxpayers. What do you mean?
The taxpayers pay the union salaries. Governor Walker was elected to control the cost in the state, and that's what he's trying to do. And currently, Democrats are running out of state. The teachers are committing fraud by getting fake
there's no speaking
doctors,
they're trying to
excuses, and I just don't think it's right.
Do you think what's happening in Wisconsin could eventually come here to Massachusetts?
I doubt
It could go all over the country.
I'd rather pay union salaries than the banks that we bailed out and the bankers' bonuses, which is what my taxpayer money went to, and I resent that.
This isn't about...
As a taxpayer, I would rather pay teachers, I would rather pay firefighters, I would rather pay police officers who are undercut in all states without unions. We have the best schools here. Our students are doing the best.
They aren't in Wisconsin.
You know what?
They are not in Wisconsin.
Less than 1 month's worth of the war in Afghanistan would wipe out the Wisconsin budget deficit that was created in part by Governor Walker's
That has nothing to
idiocy.
do with the current situation. How come the 8th grade students in Wisconsin cannot, 66% of them can't even read at an 8th grade level? And they're being paid $89,000. There's something wrong with that.
In favor of deficit reduction, but he did not campaign on eliminating the right to collective bargaining of
Are you a
Wisconsin
professional
state employees.
protester?
No, I am not. I'm a music teacher. Now you can be quiet because I was quiet while you were talking. Good, you're in training for Fox.
Where are you music teacher, sir?
I'm a music teacher at New England Conservatory of Music and Tufts University.
And it bothers you what you see going on? In Wisconsin?
Yes, absolutely. My wife is a member of a state employees union. She teaches public school, and all of the advances that have been made possible for the middle class in this country are a result of the work that labor unions have done over the past century. In that, 100 years ago, owners of coal mines in Kentucky and in the South were talking about, quote, the God-given right of stockholders. There's no such thing as a God-given right of stockholders. We're reliving all of that right over again right now.
Is there a chance what's happening in Wisconsin is going to come here to Massachusetts?
Not if we have anything to do with it.
Well, we got Concord Carlisle Teachers Association here. Anybody willing to tell me why you're here?
Workers' rights. Yes, well, the union workers built this country from the ground up, and the union is the ones that fought for a 40-hour work week and all the benefits that people in non-union working conditions, they get the same working conditions. So unions have been important for 100 years. They're going to continue to be important, and people's attitude towards them seems uninformed.
Can you tell me, are you concerned that what's happening right now in Wisconsin might eventually come here to Massachusetts?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, very concerned because there's a misunderstanding and a vitriol about unions that's spreading in a lot of places. So it's important to educate people about what unions are and what unions aren't.